Well, happy new year to all my beautiful soul family. Happy new year. The new year, at least, let me not start, but the new year that we have been indoctrinated into believing, right? The new year that we've been forced into believing. The new year we've been trained into believing, because we know that the real New Year's in March. Many of us know this. And for us who have African roots, our New Year is actually in September. But that's a conversation for another day, not today. Um, Regardless of whether you subscribe to the January 1st New Year or whether you subscribe to the March New Year or whatever other New Year you subscribe to, welcome to this space. Happy New Year. Happy new beginnings. Happy new cycle. Okay. This is a number 9 year, my beloved soul family. This is a number 9 year. So, because it's a number 9 year, this is not the year to screw it up. This is not the year to go against the current. This is not the year to second guess your talents, your God given talents, your abilities. This is not the year for you to question, your gifts. This is a year for you to put them in action. This is a year to put your God given, your Olodumare given, your spirit given, your ancestral given abilities to work in your favor for you. For you. This is the year to make you happen. This is a year to stand in your most divine, authentic truth. This is the year for you to show the light that you are. This is the year for you to allow your inner light to shine through you into the world. This is the year for it. This is the year for it. So it is my deepest prayer that you take every action possible, that you take every initiative, that you take every opportunity to stand in your blessings, to stand in your authenticity, to stand in your power, to stand in your authentic divine being. This is the year for it. How is my soul family doing? I always like to ask you all, how are you doing? How is my soul family doing? Do tell. How was this new cycle? How did this new beginning, this new cycle start off for you? How are you feeling? How are you processing? How is your body? How is your mind? How is your energy? How is your heart? Do tell. I want to know. I want to know. Feeling blessed, says Thais Lemais. Forgive me if I am mispronouncing your handle. So that being said, I want you, my soul family, um, to Miss Moses. Happy to be part of Tiara Tuesday. It's been long for YouTube. Yes, it has. It's been long for YouTube. But we're gonna start streaming again on YouTube and be more diligent with that. Um, I want you to write in the chat, still standing, still standing. I want you to write in the chat, still standing, still standing. Write in the chat, still standing. Si solamente hablas español, escribe en el comentario, aún parado o aún estoy parado. Write it in the chat, still standing. Yes, yes, yes. Bring it on. Still standing. Yeah, yes, yeah, yes, yes, Santo. Still standing. Yes, still. It is it is a download that I received as I was prepping and setting up the energetic space for us today. Still standing, says Cara Monique. Miss Moses says still standing. Miriam Campas says, it is important for us to know, Spirit says, the universe gives us a download that says, it is important for us to know, regardless of what it is 2024 put you through, regardless of what it is that 2024 put you through, baby, you're still standing. You might feel achy. You might have some challenges that you're still dealing with. You might still have dragged some unwanted drama from last year onto this 2025 year. You might still be dealing with some issues. You might still be uncertain about the next step to take. You might still be wondering how and when, but Lord and behold, you are still standing. You might not be feeling at 100. You might not be feeling all there. You might still be battled with confusion and uncertainty. There are certain things that still upsets you and pisses you off and what have you, but you're still standing. You have been kicked, abandoned, rejected, abused, lied to, tormented. You might still be battling with depression, with anxiety. You might be on a roller coaster ride financially, but you are still standing. If you woke up, you're still standing. Your body may not be 100% in alignment with you, but you are still standing. You may not have all the answers to your issues and the problems and the setbacks, but you're still standing. You might still be dealing with an obnoxious coworker, but you are still standing. You might be dealing with family issues that weigh heavy on your heart, but you're still standing. Come on now, is this for somebody? You might be dealing with the rejection of your own son, the rejection of your own daughter, the rejection of your own family. You might even feel isolated by your own family, misunderstood by your family, unloved by your family, questioned by your family, challenged by your family, criticized by your family, abandoned by your family. Oh, but you're still standing. Write it in the chat. Still standing. Still standing. Write it in the chat. Still standing. Is Spirit speaking to anyone? You might have lost your job in the month of December. Your job might now be up in the air. You may not be having it all too well with your current manager or boss, but you're still standing. You have upcoming medical appointments that scare the crap out of you, but you're still standing. Your car broke down, but you're still standing. You're carless, but you're still standing. Your landlord told you to move because he decided that he is selling the house, but you're still standing. Come on now. Is this for anybody? Write it in the chat. If you wrote it in the chat, write it again. Still standing. Because sometimes we have to remind ourselves of what we still have. Life, circumstances, people, issues, the thoughts that run through our mind constantly remind us of the things we don't have, the things that we're missing, the things that we are not good at, the things that are not in perfect alignment, but we fail to remind ourselves the fact that we're still standing. Spirit wants to initiate this first Tarot Tuesday of this 2025 year, this number 9 year, by reminding each and every one of us we are still standing against all odds. We are still standing in the midst of criticism and judgments and battles and conflict. We are still standing. Still standing. Come on now. Oh, the Spirit speaking to anyone. Still standing. Write it in the chat. Still standing. Yes, you went through some things. Yes, you were challenged. Yes, you were beat. Yes, you were let down, but you're still standing. Yes, the same people that pissed you off last year are still pissing you off this year, but you're still standing. Come on now. Come on now. You don't know what you're going to do about your current relationship, but you're still standing. You don't know what's going to happen in terms of how it is that you're going to move forward with the next important decisions in your life. Oh, but you are still standing, 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 still standing. You're still standing indeed. You're still standing. You're living in a home with family members that make your life a living hell. You're living in a home with people that challenges every part of you every day, but you're still standing. You're still standing. You're still standing. Yes, you are. So, what does this mean? The fact that you're still standing, and standing means you woke up this morning, you are up against another week, a new week, lots of questions, little answers. So, what does it mean? It means number one, Creator, God, Spirit, the divine, Source, Mother Earth, Universe, the Most High, whatever source you subscribe to, decided that it wasn't time for you to go. It was not time for you to check out. It was not time for the lights to go out on you. It means that you're still entrusted with a mission. You are still entrusted with a purpose. Whether or not you're clear on what that purpose is, hey, there's work to be done. But you have still been entrusted with a mission in this life. Even if it all feels and looks gray, even if it feels heavy, even if it feels confusing, even if there are lots of uncertain feelings within you, you're still standing. You are still standing. Don't let your history trick you. Don't let that last event you went through on the 31st of December confuse you. Don't let that argument you started the new year with trick you into believing that better is not going to come. You are still standing. Write it in the chat. Still standing. Still standing. Write it in the chat. Still standing. Still standing. You know, how many of you, if you're able to be that honest, how many of you, Happy New Year to you too, Nick Bree, blessings to you. How many of you, if you're able to be this honest, can admit to the fact that you are not 100% clear on what direction you're heading towards? You're not clear in what direction you're heading towards. The one you have chosen, you're not 100% certain about. How many of you can admit that you still feel beat down, you feel kicked, you feel abandoned, you feel uncertain, confused, you feel so below what you should have, what you should be living. And you sit around, you take a shower and you stand under that shower and you might burst out into tears because no one sees you while you are in the shower. Or you know, you might just crouch down and sit in a tub, wondering, thinking, pondering, and you feel like no answers are coming. You feel like you're not receiving anything. How many of you can admit you drive to work every day not knowing if it's going to be your last day there? Because you don't know how much of you can still take all that you deal with when you go there to that place. How many of you can admit to that? How many of you can admit that you have lost every ounce of patience that is known to you? How many of you can admit that? Whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, you're still standing. You are still standing. And because you're still standing, it means you have work to do. It means you still have a responsibility to yourself to continue to knock on doors, to continue to discover, to continue to be curious, to continue to be inquisitive about your life, about your existence, about your purpose, to continue to ask questions. We ask the questions. Not everyone will answer. Listen to me. You will continue to ask the questions. Not everyone will be willing to answer. Some because they don't have an answer for you. Others because they are selfish. And others because they don't care. But whatever it is, you must still continue to ask. You must still continue to ask. Miss Renalda Smith says, my head was hurting for 2 days. It's gone now. Mondupwe. Se Santísimo, as we say in the practice of Spiritism. Amen. Hallelujah. So it is. I'm happy to hear that. You must not stop asking the questions. Some of us don't win. Listen to what I'm about to lay in your heart. Some of us don't win because we stop asking. I need that to sink in a little bit in your mind, because I may not be delivering this message as good as I'm receiving it. So I need you to let this sink in your mind. For those of you that are more, articulate, those of you that have easier ways of communicating, I need you to think about this for a minute. Some of us are not winning. This is what I receive. My job is not to convince you. My job is to deliver what I am receiving. And I received the message that says, many of us are not winning simply because we stop asking. And I have to think about that for a couple of seconds because that can mean a lot of things. And what I am receiving about that is there was a moment in time in our life, whoever this message is for, I don't know who you are, but Spirit knows who you are. There was a moment in time in our life, whether it was back when you were 18 or younger, or back when you were 23, or back when you were 30, if you're older than 30. There was a moment, there was a time period of your life when you were more passionate, you were more curious, you were more of a go-getter, you were more of a dreamer, you had bigger hopes, you had huge big hopes, you were more enthusiastic, you were felt more alive, you were in love with your ideas, with your creativity, you were in love romantically speaking, you were experiencing so many things at its initial stages. So therefore, you were more inquisitive, you were more curious, you were more relentless, you were much more dedicated, you were perhaps much more consistent, maybe you were, just felt much more powerful. Follow me, please. Bear with me. And then you experience your first heartbreak, romantically speaking, or you started to experience humans' ugly side. Okay. And you started to experience more of people's negative, low vibrational, evil energy. As a matter of fact, I'm getting chills as I speak, as I'm about to say what I'm about to say. I don't know who this message is for, but think back when you first started to discover that your family, your own blood, were not being transparent, truthful with you. It was back when you discovered that your family was using you or lying to you or betraying you, letting you down. It was at that moment in time in your life where you had a big dream. You dreamt these things. God, whoever your God is, placed this dream in you, and you woke up so excited and thrilled, and you were about to conquer the world. But you got pregnant overnight with someone that didn't stay. You discovered abuse. You discovered addiction. And your world came crumbling down. There comes a point that when you get kicked over and over and over and over and over again, and you are let down repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again, and you're challenged over and over and over and over and over again, and you're rejected over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if you are a minority, or if you are a woman, or if you are Black, you get tired of having to prove yourself 10 times more than someone that's less qualified than you. And you have to do this over and over and over and over and over again, only to still be given crumbs. There comes a point where you stop asking. Or there comes a point when you don't ask as much as you used to. There comes a point where you stop being as curious. There comes a point where you stop dreaming. There comes a point where you stop fighting as hard. You haven't stopped fighting. Listen to my choice of words. You have not stopped fighting, but you fight less. There comes a point where you are trained to grow numb. And because you're so used to now, and you've been trained now to receive punches and punches and punches and punches and punches and punches, punches from family, punches from the husband, punches from your own mother, punches from your own grandmother, punches from society, punches from your boss, punches from your coworker, punches from every person you've opened your heart to. That it's not that you lost your faith completely, but you become, oh my God, help me, Lord, help me, Spirit, help me, whatever and everything and whatever energy is present here, whoever's listening in and tuning in right now, you either believe me or you either judging me and criticizing me. I don't give a rat's ass. You have not fully given up on your faith, but you're not banking on hope anymore. Oh, yeah, Dios mío. You haven't fully given up on yourself, but you're not trusting hope anymore. You have not fully hung the gloves, but you're not dancing. You're not dancing the way you used to. I wish you will allow me to tell you. I wish your heart will allow itself to embrace tonight's theme. And tonight's theme is you're still standing. You are still standing. And because we are still standing, we might have been distanced from hope. We might have been distant from belief. Experiences and letdowns and betrayals and rejections might have distanced us from believing. But the fact that we're still standing, the fact that we're still standing, the fact that we woke up this morning, regardless of how numb you are, the fact that we're still standing. Oh, baby, the fact that we're still standing. Ay, ay, ay. You're still here. You're still standing. And this is a year that will bring in completion. So number 9 year, 2025 is a number 9 year. And I declare, I decree I affirm that this is going to be a year. This is going to be the year where we break free, where we take off, where we see old cycles come to its final end so that we can open a new chapter, so that we can rewrite our story. See, we stopped writing our story, babe. We stopped writing the story, and we have to get back to it. You have to get back to writing the story, the original story, the divine story. You have to get back to writing the story. Write the story that was meant to be written, not the story that you ended up writing as a result of fill in the blank. No, 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 no. You need to continue writing the story that was divinely ordained for you. The story that was pressed upon into your inner spirit by the divine source of your understanding. Do you hear me? Does anyone hear me? Is anyone listening to me? You must rewrite your story and continue to write your story as it was originally designed by your creator, not by the way that you allowed yourself to continue writing your story after the breakdown, after the loss, after the fill in the blank, after the molestation, after the rape, after you found out that the person that raised you was not your biological parent, after the fact that your father, your biological father, never returned to save you, after all the letters of rejections, you're still standing. You're still standing. Do you hear me? You are still standing. This is to be a year of financial manifestation. How about that? Not because we need to make this all about money. No, it's not. But it's about the fact that we need to break the curse. We need to break free from the curse that's been afflicting our inner spirit that is generational, where you're stuck at a job that you can't grow in, and you're stuck in a cycle that doesn't allow you to flourish. Yes, 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 yes. Does anyone hear me? Are you listening to me? We're going to jump into our first oracle card. Let's see what the first oracle card is. Please, 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 every one of you that's here right now, every one of you that's here right now on IG, remember that I do not have access to my IG, my phone, so a lot of my followers don't even know I'm live tonight. So share this live, share this live, share this live. Invite someone into this room. Okay, invite someone into this room. My YouTube family, tap that screen, tap that screen, tap that screen, so the algorithms can go up. I can get back on the algorithms because it's been a long time since I've been on YouTube. So I need to get these algorithms back up again, and I will, because this is the year. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. Yes, it is. Still standing. The first oracle card says hidden paths, awareness, mindfulness, self-mastery. Awareness, mindfulness, self-mastery. mastery. Awareness, mindfulness, self mastery, hidden paths. Let's see what the author says about hidden paths. The term mindful has been thrown around a lot. It's often used as just another way of saying be careful, be in actuality. It has a but in actuality, it has a much deeper meaning. Mindfulness is the practice of connecting with everything we do on a deeper level. Everything. It means slowing down and making each movement, every step intentional. Mindfulness is widening our awareness as vast and wide as we can possibly conceive. For example, instead of mindlessly sipping a cup of tea while reading or watching TV, mindfulness calls us to pause and observe every sip as if it is the first cup of tea we have ever had. Can we open our awareness enough to feel the tea? A mindful cup of tea means feeling the cold porcelain cup against our lips, noticing the different sensations in our mouth as the hot tea floods our tongue and taste buds. It becomes less about drinking a cup of tea and more about exploring a cup of tea. Only when we practice mindfulness in our daily lives are we able to notice the subtle signs and hidden opportunities that surround us. When we are able to fully connect to the world that surrounds us, our awareness becomes elevated and our senses become heightened. Mindfulness opens the third eye and allows us to see that which we may have missed had we been moving through our day on autopilot. When we slow down and just observe, notice, and approach things with childlike curiosity, a word that was used earlier, we will find all that is hidden will be revealed. How about that? Hidden paths. And what I will add to that is that it's time for you to discover those hidden paths, the one that have been distant from you, the one that has been covered up, the one you were deterred from as a result of the negative experiences you have endured in your life. This is the moment. This is the time. You cannot waste it. This is the number 9 year. This is the number 9 year. Hidden paths also means to me, energetically and spiritually, that you will not continue to settle with the person, with the people, with the group of people, with the environment that failed to dream. Because, truth be told, some people don't have the capacity to dream. And because they do not possess the capacity to dream, they have contaminated your energy to such a degree where you have now failed to dream. It's time for elevation. It is time for elevation. It is time for elevation. Yes, indeed. And for that, you must discover, uncover the hidden paths. You know, back when I was growing up, when I was a child, I used to hear the elders say, dime con quién anda y te diré quién eres. Translated into English, it means, tell me who you hanging around with, and I will tell you who you are. So, sadly, many of us have been exposed to people that have no dream in them. They have no fight in them. They have forfeited their ability to be passionate about their life. And because everything in our human existence through this place we call universe is vibrational, is energetic, it's spiritual, we are easily contaminated by our surroundings. Yes, we are. We are contaminated by our surroundings, by the people we choose in our circle, by the conversations we have, by the people we cohabit with, by the items we keep in our home, the people we allow in our home. My godfather, my late godfather, rest in peace, he used to do something that when I was very, very, very young, it used to make me laugh, because as a child, I would laugh. But when I became a man, when I was able to develop the ability to discern, when I was able to have adult-like conversations and understand what was going on around me, I would then understand the significance of why is it that he would do what he used to do. He would do this. Each and every time he would go, he was going to sit in a seat somewhere, wherever it was. Before he would sit down, he would do this. He would tap the seat and he would sit down. You know why? Because he used to say that he did not want to sit on top of someone else's vibration, whatever vibration the other person that was previously sitting there had left behind. So that goes to show us that even something as simple as sitting in that next chair can totally change your energy, your mood, your vibration, can actually block you from passing that exam. How about that? Because probably the person that was sitting in that same seat before you sat in it failed the exam. And now you are sitting in that seat and you are intaking that vibration. It's about removing old energy, indeed. Are you hearing me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? In this number 9 year, we must be mindful of the energy that we are exchanging. This is why, for many reasons, and you know I don't talk about my religious path. I talk about my spiritual path, but I don't normally talk about my religious path, my Afro-Cuban religious path, too much in this platform. But let me tell you something. For this reason, in my Afro-Cuban Lukumi tradition, there are, for many people, certain kinds of prohibitions. And some of which are not wearing other people's clothing. If you're a woman, not sharing your comb with another woman, whether it's your own blood sister. I'm sorry. Because I can love you, but your energy is personal to you. My energy is personal to me. They're not one of the same. Even if you and I are twins, even if we came out through the same womb, we're not becoming the same person. Did you hear me? Even if you came out through the same womb, you're not becoming the same person. Because it's not meant for you to become the same person as your sibling, even though both of you came through the same womb. Your energy is yours, my energy is mine. And this year is a year that requires, every year, but this year precisely, is a year where we must be 10 times, 100 times much more mindful of our energetic vibration. It is important. Everything is energy. If at this point and at this stage of the game, my soul family, you have not learned that everything is energy, then I don't know what you're listening to. I don't know. I don't know what, I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what you're going to listen to. Because we must be much more cautious, but also much more intentional with the energy that we output. But the energy that we output is only representative of the energy that's within us already. So what kind of energy is in you is my question. What kind of energy have you allowed in you? What kind of energy have you been sharing space with? And Spirit again reminds us, as our theme of tonight, still standing. If you're just arriving now into this live, whether you are on an IG or you are on YouTube, still standing is the download for tonight. Write it in the chat. Still standing. Write it in the chat. Still standing. If you wrote it, write it again. Still standing. Spirit is here to remind us on this very first Tarot Tuesday of 2025, we are still standing. And again, I say 2025 because this is the year we've been, according to the Gregorian calendar, this is the year that we've been trained. This is the year we've been indoctrinated to embrace and receive. Oh, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I do not want to go down that rabbit hole. Still standing, Spirit says. Still standing, still standing, still standing. Remember what Spirit shared with us at the beginning of this live. It is important for us to remind ourselves that we're still standing, not just because it's a catchy phrase and not because trying to say something exciting. No. We forget that we're still standing because we're more focused on what we've lost, on what's not working, on what we don't have, on what we wish, on what wasn't available to us. Spirit is reminding us that we're still standing because some of us are still over there, back there somewhere. Some of us are still back there somewhere. Back there when you got evicted, back there when you got fired, back there when you discovered that your husband was cheating on you, back there when you discovered that your mama wasn't your best friend. And because you're still back there in the place of trauma, in the place of pain, in the place of loss, in the place of confusion, in the place of uncertainty, you have forgotten to be curious. You have forgotten to be inquisitive. You have forgotten to ask questions. Some of us don't ask questions anymore because we are not willing to get rejected again. Some of us stopped asking questions because we got tired of being rejected and lied to and let down. But Spirit is here to tell you, you must start asking the questions again. Ask the questions. I told you earlier, keep asking the questions. Everyone will not have an answer for you. Why? I said because some simply don't know what the response is. Second, because other people don't care. Thirdly, because others simply don't want you to know. Do you hear me? But you must start to ask the questions again. Keep asking the questions so the answers can arrive. Keep asking the questions. Get curious again. Get curious again as children are. You can't discover new things if you don't ask the questions. Someone robbed you, experiences robbed you from that inquisitive, curious nature that we should all possess. Get it back. This is the number 9 year. This is the year of completion. Cycles will come to an end. How they come to an end depends on you. How they come to an end depends on you. It's very important to know this. I'm going to start off with the air signs. I'm going to start with the air signs. The air signs. Are you in the house? Are the air signs in the house? Are the air signs in the house tonight? Are there any air signs here? Nobody's going to say anything? Where are the Geminis? Where are the Libras? Where are the Aquarians? Air signs. And I know someone is going to ask me if I'm going to share the Gemini story. As I shuffle here for Gemini and for Libra and for Aquarius, I'm going to tell you something. It is important you discover. It is important to ask the questions. You know why? Because we must discover. We must discover what really works with our vibration, what really works with our incarnate inner spirit. We must learn what truly works with our inner spirit. Because truth be told, some of us have been trained, conditioned into subscribing to beliefs, ideologies, and practices that are not in alignment with our innate vibration. And I don't want to go off too far on that one because there's a lot to unpack there. Some of us are not even identifying with your indigenous practices, but you are subscribing to practices that are foreign to your original vibration. Some of you are not identifying with the practices that are natural to your blood, natural to your being, natural to your ancestors. We are a product. I have to plug this in. We are a product of our ancestors, whether you like it or not. We are a product of our ancestors. And because we are a product of our ancestors, there are ways, there are things that our ancestors of wisdom, how I personally like to call them, because there are ancestors that are not elevated, but the ancestors of wisdom, how I choose to call them, those, the ones that we need to tap into, can only support us, can only support us to a certain extent. But the truth is, some of us are not even facing our ancestors. We're not even facing our ancestors, meaning our focus, our prayer, our intention, our meditation, our download is not facing our ancestors because we're looking in a complete opposite direction. So our ancestors can only support us so much when we're not even facing them. So it is important for us to understand the natural vibration that runs through our blood. Whew. I am not going to go on a tangent on that one. Because the truth of the matter is, January and February never existed. Lord Black Jesus help me. I'm not going to go there. January and February never existed. You can thank Pope Gregory for that. Like I said earlier, for some of us, New Year's January 1st. For some of us, New Year's actually really in March. For many of us, Black people that identify with African culture, New Year's not until September. Okay. Heck, there's some parts of the world, like Ethiopia, that just celebrated their Christmas, I think yesterday, actually. What we call Christmas, they celebrated it yesterday. They're not in 2025, they're still in 2017. They're about to embrace 2018. Yeah. Not gonna go there. Blessings to you, Diaspora. What does Spirit share with us on this first Tarot Tuesday of 2025 for the air signs? Yeah, huh? So we have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups for my air signs. Where are the air signs? Libras, my Geminis, my Aquarians. I would say this. Yes, indeed, you should focus on celebrating. You feel like you have nothing to celebrate for yet? Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the fact that you are breathing. Celebrate the fact that you are alive. Celebrate the fact that you woke up. Celebrate the fact that, you're still standing. Three of Cups. We've been trained to celebrate after we win. Spirit is advising you to celebrate before you conquer. Let the celebration itself be the magnet that attracts what you are attempting to manifest. Let the celebration be the affirmation of the things that you are attempting to manifest. Okay? Because let me tell you something, air signs. I don't know who this message is for, but whoever you are, Spirit knows you. You've been in this, I don't want to use the word turmoil, but I do want to say that, let's just say, for lack of better words, you've been in this kind of challenge with the place that you can actually call home. Let's just put it this way. The place that you can actually call home. The place that you can actually say, I am now finally safe. And it's not because where you live right now is a horrible place, it's a bad place. It may not necessarily be, that may not necessarily be the case. But what it is true is that your inner spirit is tired of having to feel unstable, perhaps. Is tired of having to feel uprooted. Is tired of having to once again pick up and go. Is tired of not knowing where's the next place. For others of you, it might be related to work, job, that manifestation of that job that you desire, that you want. And you are currently in a job where you're doing the work, but you don't feel you are fully reaping the rewards of your works. Someone else is getting the recognition, someone else is getting the title while you're still doing the work. And this has now exceeded your level of patience or satisfaction. Well, this is a year, number one, in which you're still standing, and therefore you must be inquisitive, you must be curious, you must ask, you must connect. Three of Cups is one in which invites you. It's a card that invites you to work together. It's a card that invites you to connect with other kinds of people. The people that can dream, the people that have connections, the people that know something that you don't know, the people that are go-getters, the people that can offer, can bring something to the table, the people that you can grow with, the people that are solid. It's inviting you to collab. It's inviting you to step outside of your comfort zone and not be a solo person. Stop being a solo person. Stop being an only you person. Stop being a just one person. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Anyone? Anyone? Let me know if you are listening. Three of Cups. This is the year. Cara Monique says yes. Okay, awesome. Maboa says yes. Awesome. It is important You have to celebrate. Celebrate before you win, so you can guarantee the win. I know it's difficult. I know it's not easy. I know you've tried many times before and it hasn't worked. Well, guess what? Everything is energy, everything is vibrational. I'm wondering, what kind of energy have you been attempting to be excited with? Are you the kind of person that's like, yeah, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh, well, I'm going to try, but I don't know. I'm not going to put my hopes up because I don't want to be let down. See, that right there, you yourself are like, you're cock blocking yourself with that flow. And you don't want to do that. 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 Be excited about this, even if it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, learn whatever mistakes is it that you made, learn whatever lessons are there for you, and then get excited about the next thing. But never stop getting excited. Because once upon a time, you went from excitement and now you are a self-sabotager. So for my air signs, this is a year for you to become a little more excited, plan more, organize more, have the right conversations, be in the right circles, be in the right groups, so that it can happen. It may not happen overnight, but it has the potential, it has the ability to happen. You've been working on you. Some of you have been working on you for a long time. Well, now that I have worked on me for such a long time, now it's time for me to believe in myself enough, because I've proven myself already in the past. Why can't I prove myself now? It's also saying Three of Cups. It's also a particular card that maybe in the last year, maybe last year, maybe the year before, you acquired new knowledge, you acquired new levels, you got certified in something new, you got a new license for real estate, or you became a nurse, or you went back to school, or you if you are in any particular spiritual religious path, and you got initiated, and now you have to work those muscles. You got to work those muscles. You got to work those muscles. Because if you don't work those muscles, you don't build the confidence. You got to work those muscles. You've gotten to this level, but now what? It doesn't stop there. It's a new beginning. And you got to work those muscles enough so that you learn how to feel comfortable with the new level, with the new title, with the new initiation, with the new position, with the new responsibility. But you got to work that muscle. And you won't be able to do it alone. And you don't have to do it alone. And I'll tell you one last thing. People will close their doors on you. But the only people, listen to me cautiously, the only people that will close the doors on you are the people that are afraid of your light. Did you hear me? The only people that will close their doors on you are people that are afraid of your light. The only people that will close their doors on you are people that are afraid of your light. That's why they close their doors on you. You got tricked by your traumatized inner child to believe that the doors were closed on you because you weren't good enough, because you weren't beautiful enough, because you weren't intelligent enough, because you weren't capable enough. No, ma'am. No, sir. The doors were closed on you because they were afraid of your light. And your mistake is not seeing your light. Your mistake is not embracing your light. Your mistake is not nurturing your light. Your mistake is not honing your light. Your mistake is not standing in your light. Your mistake is not loving your light. Your mistake is not showing your light out. Come on now. Do you hear me? Are you listening to me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. It's very important. It is important that you accept your light. Get it straight. If doors were closed on you, if people rejected you, if you reached out to someone that you could have guided you in something and they chose not to guide you, they were simply afraid of your light. They were afraid of your light. They got intimidated by your light. And because they got intimidated by your light, they chose not to support you. They chose not to answer the text message. They chose not to reply back to the email. They chose not to, make that connection for you. Because they were afraid that you were going to outshine them. They were afraid that you were going to, steal from them what they think is for them. You better wake up. You better wake up. You better wake up. You better wake up. Okay. Let's go to the fire signs. Let's go to the fire signs. Fire signs. Fire signs. Where are the fire signs? Aries, Leos, and Sagittarians. My air signs, if that was for you, feel free to show your love and your support for Spirit's work. If you are an IG, you can click the link in my bio for the donation tab. If you are here on YouTube, you'll see it in the description box when I share this live. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Fire signs. Are you in the house? Where are the fire signs? I'm going to do my best to be I don't make promises because I don't like to make promises if I am not 150,000% sure that I'm going to keep them. But I'm going to do my best for this year, we're going to be as consistent as life and Spirit and the universe allows me to be with Tarot Tuesdays on Tuesdays. I may change it up though, because I may not change it up. I am going to change it up. There are some things that I want to do this year. Let me plug in this message. There are some things that I'm going to do this year that might conflict with my Tuesday nights. So I have two options. Maybe I will continue with Tarot Tuesday, but I will do it earlier, like in the afternoon or maybe even in the morning or whatever the case may be. Or I am going to get rid of Tarot Tuesday altogether and come on live on Wednesdays, and we're just going to call it Wisdom Wednesdays. I don't know. I got to run it by Spirit and see what comes through. Let's see what downloads come through and what have you. That being said, I am getting ready to launch a 3-month course. A 3-month course, a accountability course, okay, is going to launch in February. I don't have a specific date yet, but you will see it on my page. I am going to launch a 3-month long accountability course on manifestation. Okay, manifestation and monies. I will be coming on live to speak more specifically about that. It's going to be a 3-month course. We're going to get together bi-weekly on Zoom. We're going to have work. We're going to have homework. We're going to set intentions. We're going to work on projects. We're going to do things. Okay. So just stay tuned. My Instagram family, every one of you that are on here right now, and for everyone else that will watch the replay, I beg you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I beg you to subscribe to my text line. I beg you to subscribe to my email list. One thing about my email list and one thing about my text line, I'm not the type to bombard you with 1,000 emails. If any of you are on here that are already subscribed to my email list, they can tell you I hardly ever. But when I have things coming out, when I have courses coming out, when I have projects coming out, when I have classes coming out, when I have different events or what have you, I will email you, I will text you, and things of that nature, because I'm always very fearful, and I don't like to use that word, but I'm always very fearful with IG, because hence I haven't even been able to go on IG, on Instagram, through my phone for the past 4 or 5 months now, and the only reason why I don't continue to go and with IG and try to get them to get me back on is because it's so unpredictable and so unstable that I am afraid that it's going to be one of those things where they try to authenticate me, and then all of a sudden now, because the robot or whatever they have on there working for them can't authenticate me, then all of a sudden the only way that I have access to you now gets blocked, and I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose my IG beautiful soul family following. So if you're on here, do yourself a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I will also continue to be consistent with. Okay. So at least you never lose full contact with my content, so that at least you don't lose full content with what I share with you all. Okay. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio if you are on IG. Okay. So do that. Por favor. Okay. Moving forward. Fire signs. Where are the fire signs? Where are the Aries? Where are the Leos? Where are the Sagittarians? Are you in the house esta noche? Thank you, official Tyron Perry. Okay, fire signs. Okay, fire signs. We got the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles for the fire signs. 6 of Pentacles, card that tends to speak about success. Card that tends to speak about balance, about generosity, about giving. But I'll tell you this. Blessings to you, Dennis. Blessings to you. Hope to connect with you this year. I'll tell you this. This that I'm about to tell you is one of the many messages that speaks through the 6 of Pentacles, but it's also one of the messages that came through for the collective for this year through reading, for the reading of the year. You're going to have to be very intelligent this year in how you spend your monies. Be very intelligent how you spend your monies, my fire signs. They are investments that must be made. But anything that is excessive, anything that's over the top, anything that you don't necessarily need, if I were you, I would hold off on it. Okay? I would hold off on it. If it's not a necessity, I would hold off on it. If it's not a must, I would hold off on it. Because the one thing you do not want to do is find yourself in a jam because you overspent and now there's not coming in and you don't know where it's going to come from and now you are screwed. So be mindful on how much you spend. On another note, make the right investments. Take that healthy risk because this is a time period of your life in which you need to plant those seeds, those financial seeds, especially if you know you've been struggling financially, especially if you know you have a history of financial struggle, especially if you know that your family have been people that have struggled financially. It is you, the person that has to break that cycle. Furthermore, you can't be everyone's problem solver. You cannot be everyone's problem solver. You cannot be everyone's problem solver. So that person that is codependent on you, they better get it together, and you need to be vocal, you need to be honest, you need to be transparent, you need to have enough faith in you to be able to speak your truth. You're not their walking ATM machine. You're not their guardian angel. You heard me. You are not their guardian angel. You are not their savior. Because you continue to play the role of their savior, they have failed to learn how to save themselves, how to protect themselves, how to do for themselves. That needs to change. That needs to change. Do you hear me? Because when I see this particular card, from its lower polarity, it talks about you being financially abused or you being financially taken advantage of, or you yourself not being smart, not being healthy with your financial spending. It's also a card that invites you to get familiarized with healthy ways of generating monies. Healthy ways of generating monies. Taking financial course, getting informed, bookkeeping, balancing, all that kind of good stuff. Because you're horrible at it. Some of you are horrible at it. And this is a year that you need to tackle that. Okay? It's very, very important. But from a positive and from an open polarity, 6 of Pentacles, when you look at it from a healthy portion, balance yourself. Balance yourself is going to be, it could be potentially a good year. It could be potentially a good year. It could potentially be a good year for you financially if you manage yourself accordingly, if you make the right investments, if you get into the right charities, if you get into the right nonprofits, if you get into the right business, it could be a good year, productive year. Okay. Earth signs. Let's move forward into the earth signs. Fire signs, if that was for you and you want to show your love and your appreciation for Spirit's work, feel free to show your love by way of donation. Okay, the link is in my bio. If you're on IG, if you're on YouTube, I will post it. You will see it in the description box when I share this live. Where are the earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricornio. Are you freaking kidding me? No, we're not going to do this. Lord Black Jesus, we're not going to do this. You all saw me shuffle. Three of Cups again. Three of Cups again for the second time around. The Three of Cups came up for the air signs, and now it comes up for the earth signs. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So the Three of Cups coming up now for the earth signs, the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn clan. And it came up earlier for the air signs. It can mean so many different things. It's asking you, what peoples are you dealing with? Earth signs. What people are you dealing with that are air signs? Who are you in relationship with? Personal relationship, romantic relationship, professional relationships, working relationships that are air signs. Okay. If you yourself have air signs in your chart, this also talks to you as well. This is a particular these earth signs, Lord Black Jesus. This is a particular card that says to you, don't burn bridges. Number one. Number two, be cautious of whomever is already in your circle, because they could be the instigator, the negative one, the low vibrational one, the pessimistic one. You don't need that energy in your circle. You don't need it, earth sign. You don't need it. You don't deal well with it. It's not healthy for you. Be ballsy enough. Be confident enough. Be brave enough. Have enough belief in you to break ties with people that are intoxicating your circle. If it's a business partner, if it's a business collab, it all has to be in alignment. If it's a business collaboration, if it's some kind of professional relationship, it all needs to be in healthy alignment. If not, the answer is no. Furthermore, this is a year in which it is required by your divine source, by your spirit guides of light, by your ancestors of wisdom, that you get on the money. The reason why certain things are not moving in the direction that you need it to move is because you're not placing yourself in the right settings. If you think I'm gonna lay it down like this on you. If you think you've done a lot, Spirit says you haven't done enough. Don't kill the messenger here. Spirit says if you think you've done a lot, you have not done enough. How can Spirit tell you that when you feel you've done a lot? Well, Spirit is not looking at you the way you look at yourself. Spirit is looking at you based on what Spirit knows is your capacity. And Spirit sees a capacity in you that for whatever reason, you fail to see in yourself. So what you think is a lot to spirit is little. You could do much more. It's not about doing more. It's about doing it more intelligently. It's about being more diligent. Excuse me. It's about going about it in a way where it does not drain you. It's about you becoming your best friend. It's about you reinforcing your self-trust. Do you hear me, Earth sign? Do you hear me, Taurus? Do you hear me, Virgo? Do you hear me, Capricorn? You want to celebrate, but you got to put it in some skin in the game. Put the skin in the game. If it didn't work yesterday, it does not mean it's not going to work tomorrow. You are tired, you're exhausted, you got to find the energy to do what needs to be done so that you find yourself manifesting what you deserve. If not, it's not going to come knocking on your door. It is up to you. Okay? We did the air signs, we did the fire signs, we did now earth signs, and now we're going to go into whom? The water signs. Are you in the house? Water signs. Are you in the house? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Are you in the house tonight? Okay. Okay, Pisces. Okay. We got the Empress for Pisces, for Cancer, for Scorpio. Cachimba. Echa humo para la loma. We got the Empress. This particular cigar is actually called Java. I like it. One of my godchildren gifted a couple of these to me, and I like it. Java. Empress for the water signs. Okay. So what does this all mean? It means you're pregnant. Not necessarily literally. But the Empress says this year is a you get ready to push, baby. Get ready to push. Get ready to push. Get ready to push. Get ready to push because you have been impregnated. You've been impregnated by your spirit guides of light, by your ancestors of wisdom, by the divine source of your understanding, by Mother Earth, by the universe. You've been impregnated. Now it's up to you to trust the process to push this baby out, push this idea out, push this creativity out, push this new job out, push this new home out, push this new manifestation out. It is time for you to make it work. When we look at the Empress, think of Venus because it's ruled by Venus. Empress is ruled by Venus. The Empress is abundant. The Empress is one in which she's about the luxuries, the good things in life. She's about, the pleasures of life. She's about, living a great a most great life as best as possible. But it happens to be that she always tends to encounter an obstacle along the way. Well, Spirit says to you, do not listen to the words that I am about to lay in your heart. Don't confuse the journey with the reward. Don't confuse the journey with the reward. When we have a vision, we focus on the reward. The journey can sometimes be hell before we get to the reward. It is important to clarify this because oftentimes along the way, we get discouraged, we give up, we leave things halfway. Because when we look at the reward, we don't ever think that the reward would take so much heartache, pain, loss, upsets, ups and downs, so many setbacks, confusion, uncertainty, fights. Oh, but yes, it does. Oh, but yes, it does. The reward is there. Don't allow the journey to push you further from the reward. The journey is one in which you must embark on. You must embark on the journey. It's the only way to do it. Regardless of how tedious, how difficult, how stressful, you must embark on the journey. The Empress says, your spirit guides are trusting you to be the one to manifest that vision, that dream. No one ever promised you it would be easy. No one ever promised you it would be easy. Because number one, if it was easy, you would not truthfully appreciate it at the end. There was something you were attempting to do last year that didn't work. There was something that you were in the process of doing last year that didn't come up to be. And you kind of left it hanging. You kind of, got discouraged from it. Spirit is telling you, get it back together. Get back on it. Jump back on the wagon. Get on top of that horse again. Make it work. The journey might be different this time. The manifestation and the reward is still there for you. But you gotta get back on that horse. Okay? Because this is a year for you to manifest. It's a great card for you. We'll open up this year for us, Tarot Tuesday. It's a great card. My soul family, it is important that you don't let old energy, old baggage conflict with the vision. It is a matter of cleaning house. It is a matter of just you pushing through. It is a matter of you reconvening, of you clearing things out, cleansing things out, upgrading your mentality, upgrading yourself. It is a matter of you doing some inner inventory, I like to say. Inner inventory. So that you can check yourself in areas that you must check yourself. You know where you've been lazy. You know where you've have not put all of your effort. You know where you have slacked. You know where you over trusted too much. You know where you spoke too much. You know what those things that need to be rectified are. Now, once you address those things, once you create a plan, get back to it. Because you are still standing. This is Spiritual Dr. Afi. This is 2025, and I ain't here to play. We're going to get this done. We're going to conquer this year. We're going to win. We're going to excel. We're going to expand our wings. We're going to grow. We're going to get to meet a much better version of ourselves. I hope that you are here for the ride. It is my prayer that you appreciate Spirit's work. There's lots that's going to go down this year that I am going to be bringing to the table that I hope that you participate in. There will be a shadow work retreat this year. Yes, there will. Okay. But I'm considering this year one of two things. I might do two different shadow works. One shadow work is going to be specifically for couples, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, partners, specifically for couples. And the other retreat, the other shadow work retreat, is going to be open for whomever. That still has not been 100% decided, but that's the idea. But there definitely will be a shadow work retreat. I yet have not decided on location, but there will be a shadow work retreat this year. Okay. Within the next week, I will share the course, the 3-month long course that we are going to do. It's a 3-month manifestation, monies and manifestation course that we're going to do. Better jump on it and sign up. It's going to be a great thing that we get together for 3 months for manifestation and for making things happen. It's going to be a great course. Okay. So I hope that you jump on that. Other than that, I will see you soon. I will also see you much more often. Much blessings to you. Have a safe, peaceful, and blessed rest of your evening and rest of your week. Share this live, please. Help this platform grow and help this platform get back into the algorithms by sharing this live, by commenting, by hitting that like, hitting that heart, and all that kind of good stuff. That's how you can also definitely support this platform, which is also your platform. My house is your house. Much blessings to you. Los quiero, me quedo corto, over and out.